communities that don't have it right now. And that's a really cool movement, something that's big. But how do you get people to adopt it too, or actually see the need? Why do I need Wi-Fi when I could just go to a public place, which may be the trend. And I haven't looked as much in like underdeveloped areas, or why people aren't using technology as much, because the benefits are definitely there. It's just a matter of, well, there's money, cost involved, and it's expensive to have a phone plan here, expensive to have a phone plan and Wi-Fi anywhere, unless it's provided already. So like internet.org is doing that. I think that'll probably be the way that it's changing and coming into areas that don't have it yet.
Do you think the barriers are biggest about the technology? Here in Mexico, only 11% of the people have access for internet. So that's, I think, that is a big barrier in the society.
Totally, a big barrier. Yeah, I mean, how do you, so those people are offline, ultimately. They're living their life offline and kind of doing the art of conversation and, keeping the human communication intact. But then the online part, they're missing a little bit. And, is it the fear of missing out? Well, if they're not able to get that access, well, it's a hard barrier there, because it's expected that people are on, or that people have access to these resources. I know a lot of my teachers expect it. And sometimes the kid who raises their hand in class, they'll say, I don't have access, and then you have to find a solution. Well, go to a library, or go to a public place that offers it, which is still challenging for some. So that barrier is huge, and I mean, 11%, might be kind of low. I mean, in the US, I'm not sure the exact statistic of how many people are online connected. I'm sure it's pretty high, 70s, 80%, as far as having digital resources available.
¿Alguien más quiere hacer una pregunta?
What did you learn about everything you did? What did you learn? What are the lessons you can give us about your job?
About my job? Yeah. So I think the big lessons are starting young, really. I started young to get my voice out there. That was the best thing I could have done. People used to tell me no. They would doubt, yeah, you're only a teen, only 12 years old, starting out. And I would get a lot of no's. People would reject, they'd be like, yeah, what are people going to think of you? Because of how young you are. And age really should not be that barrier at all, especially in today's age where anyone can be anyone. There is that anonymity factor online as well, which is really interesting. So anyone can share their voice and spread that without having people just look at them for being yay high, or however tall or old you are in person. That's the amazing thing. So I definitely learned, get your voice out there. Use the power of these social networks to your advantage. I think a lot of teens my age are using Tumblr. You'll notice video stars on YouTube, on Vine, on Instagram. They're creating their communities. They're creating a great community that people love because it's a passion that they have. So they love to take pictures of cats or make memes or do something on BuzzFeed, and the whole internet picks it up. They go viral because of that. And it's really cool just how easy it is to become an influential person in your generation by the power of just a video, someone else picking it up, and then just spreading on. That's the beauty of virality and the power of the internet.
What did your parents say when you started?
My mom is right over there. I think when I first started, they supported it all the way, and I was happy to sort of have that. They would take me to these events, support that. And then the best thing also was the knowledge was all, I would read up on these things, go out to these events. It's sort of, it was all sort of stuff that I was doing. They supported that and made it possible even more by, at events just like this. So it's very special to have parents who do support you. I think that makes it easier for a great young entrepreneur, a great leader to happen because you have it.
What do you expect to see in 20 years from now?
20 years? My goodness. So now we're already starting to see some of the future stuff in its infant stages. If you'll notice, we're seeing virtual reality, those goggles I showed on stage. Well, those are out, but it's not out for most people. And I think it's going to take 10 years at least for that to come to actual normalcy. Remember when Google Glass was big, people would wear that, but it actually failed. Google Glass, it just didn't work because they went with the geek model first. They had geeks starting to wear it. which actually didn't make it as cool because the model should be anyone can wear it ultimately. So it didn't fail that, it failed. And I think Facebook is doing this with Oculus. Oculus Rift is a virtual reality platform. We're going to see this starting in new industries. So Wayfair is a furniture company in the US, like Amazon, and they're starting to experiment with, well, how can you wear these goggles and actually position your furniture, how it would look at your house. So now that's taking maybe something Amazon could use, you know, where you're almost seeing how layout would work, furniture, and bringing that into the e-commerce world. I think that's big. Also the whole, you know, speech and automation, machine learning, a big trend right now, chatbots. People are talking about how you can message a bot now, and that's been in existence a while, but it's becoming more popular. New York Times is starting to do that, Forbes as well as a few news outlets, and that I think is definitely the future. So for marketing, it's big and bright. For consumer industries, news, media, it's bright as well. I think in the next 20 years, we're going to see VR, machine learning, artificial intelligence, chatbots, messaging, all these future platforms come out a lot more.